Hey everyone, today we're going to be chatting about the 5 reasons companies hire freelancers so that you not only know what's going on in their mind, you can make sure that you prep and position yourself to be the person who gets hired. Let's dive right in. With the freelance economy growing as fast as it is right now, you have to stand out. You can't just say, oh, well, I do this, hire me, because that's not going to work. The key thing that you want to keep in mind through all of this is that you are a partner with your client. This isn't an employer giving you a part-time job. This is a client, and you need to treat them like they are clients. So the first reason companies hire freelancers is because they need a skill set that is too specialized for them. That could be super, super special. Maybe you're an AI researcher and that's a rare talent, or it could just be specialization in a certain way that they want to do things. Maybe they just don't have the capacity on staff for a writer or a designer or a specific kind of writer or designer. You know how to use a specific platform, things like that. So if you are going to come in on the specialization side of things, make sure that you are talking about your skills in a way that demonstrates that you are good at them, but good at them in the way that the client needs. Because it's not just a specialization in a certain skill, let's say using Canva, it's a specialization in the way they need it used. And you're going to get there by asking a lot of questions about what they need and why they need it, so you can explain how you're good at that work. Number 2, we're talking about things that are too small in scope to justify a full-time hire, but they are big enough that they need to get done. And that's where the freelancer can really be in a sweet spot. So this could be something, for example, a content project. Maybe it's either one-off or it's even ongoing, but it's not enough to justify a full-time hire. Because when you think about it, it's not just the salary that a company will have to pay. It is the effort to recruit and the cost of the recruiters and recruiting time, or the tools that they might use, like a LinkedIn Premium. So there's all of those back-end costs before you even get talent. And then there's the management costs, the benefits that they have to pay out for these employees, the desk, the computer, the ongoing management, the time for a manager to manage this person. There are a lot of costs, and depending on who you talk to, people will say that an employee costs anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 times their salary. So if you have someone earning $50,000 a year as an employee, it's actually costing the company anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000 to employ them. So when you think about something that's too small in scope to justify a full-time hire, that cost-benefit analysis is huge. So you as a freelancer can come in at a higher stock rate than an employee, but it still ends up being cheaper for the company. It also gives them a lot more flexibility so that if the scope of that project does change, they have control. Whereas if they hired a full-time employee for that, managing any scope changes is going to be a big hassle. The number 3 reason why companies hire freelancers is because of something that is very business critical, but it's not mission critical or vision critical long term. So this is either a short-term project or something, again, ongoing that's just not in the long-term vision for the company. They may not need what you're creating for them long-term all the time aligned to the CEO vision. It's more, we need to get this done. We need to be able to move on and keep growing our business. So you do have this great opportunity to come in and say, hey, look, I can be the person that gets that done for you. Short-term, long-term, big project, small project, whatever it is, it does vary, but it's that recognition of, look, you need a hired gun, you need someone like a freelancer to get this done so you can go focus on your vision, because your vision's really important to you. It's hard to tell sometimes, but you can often hear when you're talking to a potential client and they're talking about enabling the vision or having a bigger idea. You can start to get a sense that you are a necessary piece. It's not unnecessary, but it isn't vision critical long-term. And that's a great way for freelancers to get into an organization. The 4th way is hiring someone that they could have probably hired in-house, but it's not their specialty. So this happens a lot with agencies or hyper niche focused companies where they're saying, okay, we need this skill set and we could probably hire someone in-house. We probably do have enough to justify it. However, we are a development shop, so we don't want designers on staff. We're all developers. That's what we do. Or, we're strictly project managers. Maybe they're consultants or an agency. So we don't hire people who do individual execution. We bring in freelancers. Or maybe their specialty is flexibility for their clients. And so they don't want a massive staff on hand. They have a small staff for essential things and then freelance out the rest of it. This can be a really interesting opportunity for you as a freelancer because you know that they respect the work, you know that they have budget for the work, and you know that they have a need for the work, but you get to say, okay, I get to maintain so much independence because I'm helping you. I'm bringing my specialty in when it's not that it's too specialized, it's that you, dear client, have made a choice that you don't want this all the time. And that's totally fine. That is a great business case. And then the fifth way, my personal favorite, is anything that someone could probably do themselves, but they don't have the time, don't have the desire, or have higher value skills to offer to their business. So you, as a freelancer, free up their time to do tasks that are higher value for them. So one example is if you work with a CEO who is capable of writing, but you're going to ghostwrite for them instead, they can go focus on fundraising $1 million or more. They can go focus on selling a client versus sitting down to write things through. Even if they love it, even if they're great at it, it's just about making sure that the time they have makes more sense. And the time that they are using such a limited resource, their time, is best spent. So this one is my favorite because you're often working with people who really understand the value of your work. You don't have to justify your value. And in many cases, don't have to justify your rates either. You can charge more premium rates because you're freeing them up to do things that are making so much money or have so much value in other ways that your rates are irrelevant. So that's the 5 reasons why companies hire freelancers. To recap, it's work that's too specialized to justify a full-time employee, work that's too small in scope to justify a full-time employee, work that is critical in the short term or critical for the business, but not critical for the long-term vision, work that is just not in their wheelhouse. The company has chosen a different specialization, or work that someone could do themselves, but need to free up their time in order to do higher value tasks. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. A question about this or another question about freelancing that you'd like to see me answer. Until next time, have a great day.